session.
Oh man, I love that intro. But anyway, anyway, yo, it's me, Smooth. This is the Homeroom Smooth podcast. This is gonna be episode number 94. I got with me Izzy, the Wellness Latina, my good friend from way back. How's it
Yes,
going?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. Should I turn my lights off? Is it distracting?
No, it's not distracting. No, we
Okay.
good.
Okay, good. It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe. Vibes, all vibes, all vibes.
All
So
vibes.
how's life been?
It's good, arthritis or whatever.
Ah,
Yeah, everything's chill. Podcasting in school to get my master's.
okay.
What else? How long has it been since I seen you? Like 3 years?
Yeah, it's been like 3.
I think, yeah, since way before the pandemic.
Yeah,
And man, yeah, I don't know. Lots have been happening
it might be going
podcasting.
on 4 years. It might be going on 4 years.
I think I saw you like in maybe 2018, right?
Oh, yeah, you did come back by. Yeah. Yeah, so
Or
yeah.
maybe 2019. I don't remember. But yeah.
Mhm. It all bleeds together at this point.
Yeah.
Like COVID years is like
COVID
40.
years. Yeah. Yeah. These are the COVID years, man.
Yeah, this is rough. This is rough. Like, and here's the thing. I naturally went home a lot of the time. And now I'm just mad that I have to go home.
What do you mean? Before COVID?
Yeah, before COVID, I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I'm finna go home. And I just go home.
Hmm.
Like, that's it. I just go home.
Why do I feel like I'm lopsided?
You're not lying. You were good. I think it's because the way I'm tilting my head. Maybe it's because of me.
I'm just like, wait. Okay. Sorry.
Oh,
You were saying.
no, you're good.
I'm like,
No,
why
you're
do
good, man.
I feel like my face is like, it's just not. Anyway, I'm very fucking vain. I literally, dude, I have a perfectionist problem. Like, even with my own pod, like, everything literally has to be perfect. Like, as close to perfect as possible. It's never perfect because that's like not ideal or like
It's not
it's not.
possible.
Yeah. And so I put like these really high expectations, like how I was right now with the reflection. I was like, oh no, I gotta turn it off. Like everything has to be literally perfect. And that actually we're gonna talk about podcasting, so it's a good
Yeah,
topic.
we are.
Bring up. So like I I feel like I struggle with letting go of it not being perfect. Like I have to make sure.
Oh man, that I think I let that go around like episode like 8 or 9 of it being perfect because I'm just like, only thing I can do is make this better. It's not finna change. Like
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like I
Yeah.
yeah, you only get better with time. Like that's literally it. You just got to just keep doing it.
Bro, I've been doing this since 2019 and I'm still like, it has to be perfect. Like that shit, I never grew out of it.
No. Being a perfectionist isn't bad, but like you've gotten better though, so you have to
Oh
perfect
yeah.
less things. Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Yeah. Give yourself some credit, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
um but I think okay, so you can tell me what you think or whatever, but I would say for me, like the hardest thing about podcasting is staying consistent. That bar none, that's the first that's the first thing because it's easy to like go on a break and then you just don't come back.
I don't know. I've never had that problem, dude. I've always like came back.
I mean, no, me too, but I notice it like out there in the landscape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, like, because my podcast is so personal and I literally talk about like all my fucking problems that exist in my life. Like, I always have something to talk about. And like, for me, it was like therapy. So even if I would take a break, like, I knew, like, dude, like, it's not going to be that long before I'm back. Literally, I think the longest I went was like 2, maybe 3 weeks. And that was like, it felt like eternity.
Yeah, the longest time off I had was a month. And that was between
Yeah.
that was between season 1 and season 2. Like,
Oh,
and that
oh,
was
yeah.
because I literally didn't have the means to record. I didn't have the means.
Oh, like, you didn't have the time, or what do you mean?
No, I didn't have I didn't have internet connection to even
Oh,
record. Like,
when you were deployed?
Yeah, yeah. When I was employed, yeah, I didn't even have internet
Dang.
connection. Yeah, yeah. I didn't even have a stable room. Like I was in a trailer. I was in another trailer, and then I didn't know what my work schedule was. Then I had to do all this extra stuff, and then once I settled into a good rhythm, in February I started back. I missed the whole month of January. Like, say what? Did you just mute yourself? I think you muted yourself.
How about now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Really? So I was muted?
Yeah, yeah, you muted yourself.
That's so weird. Oh my god. But am I echoing though?
No, you're not echoing. Like,
I feel like in my headphones I hear like "Rrr, rrr, 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 rrr," but I don't know if it's my
oh,
AirPods.
that wind. Oh, that's the okay. So that's the cooling thing for my laptop, because like I game
Oh,
on it too sometimes, and so when I'm streaming, I have a cooling thing that keeps it cool,
oh.
and it can run everything without graphics card.
Okay, I get yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
has
so
some
weird.
cool little lighting effects too. Like if I cut off the lights, you see like these lights kind of lighting me up,
Oh,
but
okay, okay.
they don't look that cool though, and it's like really dark.
Your camera's nice though.
Oh yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it. It's pretty good.
It looks crystal clear. What kind of camera you said it's a Sony?
Sony 7A, so 7A Alpha. Anyway, ZVE. Matter of fact, I'll just tell you right here. ZVE10, ZVE10.
How do you edit it? How do you edit your episodes? Do you do it in an audition?
Nah, nah. Honestly, I've been able to get away with doing it in iMovie. Like honestly,
Wow.
I've
Okay.
been able to get away with it because we haven't done anything too complex to where I needed to
Yeah.
do other software. However,
Well,
I do have
iMovie's pretty good though.
video for like I'm gonna do like this vlog, and
Mhm.
iMovie does not make it look the way that I wanted to. So I'm gonna use this Hit Film Express.
Oh,
It's
okay.
free, and I'm gonna use that to edit the vlog. I'm still working on that. Like my main thing was putting up all the audio of all the episodes that I wanted to share. So there's 78
Did you
episodes
do it?
total.
Did you do it
Oh,
already?
they're all done. It's all done. It's all done.
78?
Yeah, yeah. Well, 78 episodes I put on there. There are 92 episodes of the podcast total, but I just didn't want to share all of them because some of them audio wise just didn't make sense.
Mhm.
They just
Yeah,
didn't
yeah, I
make sense.
remember. I remember you told me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Like so you just come up with topics like you're saying from just by whatever. But
No, not what no, not
like
whatever.
like
It
you're
has
oh okay, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead. I keep trying to speak at the same
No, no, no,
time.
no, no, no. Explain, please. I'm gonna shut up.
It's definitely not whatever. It's definitely curated, and it's always around wellness. So I always speak on one area of wellness, and I it's kind of like an educational pod where I have like an education segment, and
Mhm,
I'm like, okay, this is what intellectual wellness is, and then I speak on my own experiences. But I also like I make sure that it's relatable. You know what I mean? So I'm not just on there like sounding preachy. So it's not just anything. It has to be related to wellness in some way or another.
mhm. Yeah, I feel that. I feel
Y
that. I feel that.
yeah, because I like, even the first one, because my first podcast, Healing with Izzy, that was kind of the same thing, but it wasn't so wellnessy. It wasn't as structured as this one, but it was always still, like, my own mental health journey. So, even if it was a random topic where I'm talking about, like, I don't know, like, a random guy that I met, like, it's still related to wellness, like, my mental health.
Mhm,
Because then I'd be like, "Oh, I realized I needed therapy." You know what I mean? Like, I always tie it back
mhm.
into some type of, like, well-being no matter what I talk about.
Okay, okay,
What?
okay. Like I,
Yeah.
I'm so like
You
all over.
froze.
Huh?
You froze. Oh, there you
No.
are.
Oh,
No, you're good now.
okay. So all I was saying was like mentally, me like I'm all over the place. So like I'll be like, today we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about this just cause like just cause it's like something that's like going on and I want to talk about it. Like literally that's how I pick my topics for the most part. Like and then like some other topics like other people have brought them in like, oh, this is what we want to talk about. Okay, cool, let's talk. Like cause
Mhm.
I'm pretty versatile in what I can talk about. So
Mhm.
I'm not like objectionary towards anything. The only thing I don't like is like things that don't go together like in the same episode like because then it's
Yeah.
just like what are we talking about like what is y'all point, you know what I'm saying, unless you're gonna like structure and they all bleed into each other, you know what I'm saying, like this
Yeah.
leads to this thing which leads to that, like but
Yeah.
if you're just like okay and now in this segment we're gonna talk about this like and it's like well I'm only here for this segment so that means I would need to timestamp the episodes and then timestamp the audio segment. And guess who has to do that work? Me. And guess who doesn't want to do that work? Me. So we're just gonna keep them separate.
So you write the content and organize everything?
For the most part, I organize every as far as like what we're doing. Like I do that. I upload the episodes, the audio, and all that stuff. But that's just because I
Yeah.
I want to do it and I want to know how to like I want to do it. I want to know how to do it, and I don't want to be stuck in a situation where I don't know how to do it, and I'm dependent on somebody else to do it.
Exactly, yes, that's what I do too. That's why I had to step out of the studio for a little bit and produce by myself because I was depending on my producer and I'm like, "What if shit, like, hits the fan and I gotta go?" You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So,
What if
yeah,
something
now
happens to the
now
producer?
I have
Like,
all this. Mhm.
yeah.
Exactly. Yes, exactly that too. What if he's gotta travel somewhere? Like, I gotta know how to
Mhm.
record, you know?
Right. Yeah. He got family issues going on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Got COVID.
whatever, yeah, whatever the case may be, yeah. So, yeah, definitely, that's a struggle for sure, so yeah, I'm glad. But I feel like because 'cause we're both, like, the same, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're, like, even when we when we were doing Rising 6, like, we like to, like, make sure shit's organized, like, everything's on
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, yeah, like, I yeah, and then get, like, people, like, get people involved, like, actually talk to people, like,
Yeah.
I enjoy that, and so I'm just like, "Okay, like, how can I make those things, like, better?" You know what I'm saying? Or do those things better.
Mhm.
So like, for instance, like, my channel now, like, the YouTube channel, like, yeah, it's still like the podcast is still gonna come out there, but the podcast is gonna get its own home, and then, like, on season 5, it's gonna be on its own over here, and which gonna allow me to just be more expressive about things that are me. Like there's things that are the podcast, and there's things that are me. And I was blending the two, so it was
Mm.
making the podcast a lot very conflictionary. And so by me putting myself separate and then putting the pod over there, it allows one a better listener and YouTube experience for the people that want to just watch the podcast so then somebody can tune in to that
Mhm.
YouTube channel and they can just watch just pod and don't have to worry about oh, there's a video game video in between like this this podcast. And then
Oh.
there's a thing talking about anime, and then there's this other little short news clip and all this other stuff. It'll end up being all over the place. But if I just keep the me stuff, the little independent news clips, the reactionary videos, and the gaming like on one channel, and then which is my personal YouTube, and then have the podcast on its own thing. It'll come off better, I think, for people in
Mhm.
general. And then then it'll have its own niche, and then people can go, okay, I can subscribe to this channel because I'm just getting podcasts. I'm not getting a
Yeah.
whole bunch of other stuff.
What's the solo so you're gonna have a solo podcast. What's that one called?
No, 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 no. It's not a solo podcast. No, 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 no.
Oh. Oh,
I'm
you said just
saying the
moving.
podcast is gonna get a new home on YouTube. And it's literally gonna be yeah,
Oh.
the channels already exists. It already exists. It just there's no videos up.
Got it. Okay, so you're gonna have a
Yeah.
channel just for your episodes and then a channel for your regular shit. That's what you're saying.
Yes, yes.
Gotcha.
So then things are separate and then it's not conflicting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 man. What would you say is the like the hardest thing about podcasting then?
For me, it's actually doing the research and writing the outline. That's like the most annoying part, and like I end up doing it at the last minute because it's like, oh, and because I literally like I think I told you on the phone when we talked the other day, like I have
Mhm,
a segment called Wellness News, and then I have like how I structure my and I come up with this shit, so I don't even know why I like stress myself out. You know, it's like my own podcast, my own outline, but it's like I
right,
try to like the news topic, I read a little bit of the article and then I give my thoughts on it, but I always try to make it educational. So like if the article is talking about like say I don't even know, like I can't even think of something off the top of my head. Say I did something, I can't even think of anything. I'm trying to think of something recent that I did.
mhm,
Like let's say when I did one on anxiety, right? So I read up an
mhm,
article on anxiety and then I tried to tie that into my life and then I try to find articles on like the effects of alcohol and what that does to your brain. So I literally do research and I pick out like just like one or two points from that article and I put that in and
mhm,
then in the next segment I go even further. So it's like a lot of research. So for
mhm.
me, it's that part where I'm like, "Oh man, just doing the research once I'm on the mic and I'm flowing and I got my outline, it's all good. But it's like getting everything onto that fucking outline is the worst part for me. I actually want to hire eventually when I have funding. I want to hire someone to write that shit for me because it's annoying.
Facts, facts.
I'm like, just I need a
I
writer, bro.
think the only man, I think the only way I'm getting an outline done is if I hire somebody. Because otherwise, I'm just speaking from the heart. Like I can't
Yeah.
like structure makes me very rigid. Like I'm not even fun. I'm not fun.
What do you mean structure makes you rigid? You're literally in the military.
Okay, and okay, and chill,
Huh?
chill, chill.
That
Yeah,
what?
I know I am, but it's still like it's. I I still have a left and a right like on it. Like I feel like creatively, if I say this is all I'm gonna do, then it's like if I have an off the wall like idea in the middle, I can't express that, you know, because I have this outline that I need to stick to.
Right, exactly, and that's the point though, to stick to your point so you're not going off the wall, like, it should be cohesive, so you're that's actually something called the listener experience, where the listener isn't getting distracted and turning off your episode because you started with one topic and then you ended up way the fuck over here, so if you have like, if you focus on the listener experience and what they're listening to and make it cohesive and make it flow, like, they're more than likely to listen to your entire episode where now you have listener retention, where they're listening to your episode from start to finish, and that matters.
Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. I can't disagree with your point there. I can't disagree with your point there.
Yeah, that's you
But
gotta
okay, but I do want to clarify. I'm not saying like off the wall as in like off topic. I mean like off the wall as in like like an interesting tie-in. Like I wouldn't even think about it because I'd be like, okay, I said my little spiel that I was gonna say. All right, well, what's the next thing that I need to say
Mhm.
instead of saying what I want to say?
You're full of
I
shit.
don't know. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but what you're saying is true about the listener experience. Everything
Yeah.
is absolutely true.
Dude, yeah, because I listen to podcasts and I'm like, "You bored me." Like, you started off on some cool shit and now I'm bored, so I'm done with your episode, and I most likely won't go back and listen to it to the rest of it. So, yeah. And then you just lost a listener, and then, like, because like, listener acquisition is, like, so important. Because if someone catches if your podcast catches their attention and they actually tune in, but you don't have their full attention, like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, you just wasted a whole listener. And even if it's just, like, one listener, that one listener could end up really loving your pod and then tell their friends, and that one listener turns into 5 listeners, 10 listeners, you feel me? So you really
Yeah,
gotta
yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right. Again, I can't really argue. I can't really argue. What you're saying is right. What you're saying is right.
Yeah, yeah, so I'm the
Yeah.
podcast guru, okay?
Okay, okay, fine, fine, fine. I'll take it.
Mhm.
I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. So you do wellness.
Yeah.
That's your main thing, and then you talk about yourself.
Yeah, I talk about my own experience with wellness because I want people to understand that wellness is for everybody. Because I have a lot of people say, "Oh, wellness, that's some white people shit," you know? And I'm
Mhm.
like, "What? Excuse me?" No,
Oh
yeah.
God.
So I'm really trying to break that stigma and, like, try to help people break those barriers in their own, like, their barriers they create to their own well-being because they think it's not for them, you know? So I'm like, "This is everyday people shit. You already practice wellness every single day, you know what I mean? You just don't call it wellness. But when you're aware of it, you're like more confident, and like it just leads to just the betterment of your own life. And like that's why I try to what do you call it, include my own experiences. So like, yeah, I get it, I get what Izzy's talking about. She's a real ass person. She's not out here preaching that we should do X, Y, and Z. You know.
Okay, man. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so I have a question. I have a question to you. I have a question to you. But I guess it's kind of going back to what we were just previously talking about, though. But
Okay.
so all right. So if you and somebody else, y'all are having a conversation, right, or whatever, but
Yeah.
y'all are talking about just this one topic, but y'all talk about that one topic, but a totally different situation. Is that off? Is that
Wait,
off?
wait. What do you mean? Like on my podcast? I don't have a
No, 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 no,
co-host.
no. I'm saying for me, like for instance, let's say, okay,
Oh,
the topic of the day was like, let's say we were talking about, let's say, I don't know, something universal. Let's say we're talking about basketball, right? We're talking about
okay.
basketball, right? And we're talking about this event in basketball. But
Hmm.
then we bring up this other event that's just like it, that happened in basketball. Like, oh, you remember that one time? Is that off topic?
So okay, you're saying you're talking about basketball, and then you bring up something that happened at the basketball game, or just something separate?
Something, a different event that's the same nature. Like for instance, if you talk about, oh, they were fighting at this basketball game, and then you go, okay, but then, man, do you remember that one fight too?
No, because that's still you're like what do you call it? There's a name for that, but no, that's okay because it's kind of like you're looping
Mhm.
that into that topic. So you went from you just have to make sure you're smooth with it. But yeah, no, that's fine. Because it's you went from basketball to a fight and then to another fight. So it's still like it's still connected. You know what I mean? Now it'd be weird if you went from basketball to the fight at the basketball game and then like, oh, remember that fight? And then from there you start talking about roosters. Like where the fuck the roosters come from? You know what I mean? Like like that had nothing to do with anything. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right. I feel that. I
But
feel
you
that.
always have to like if you do go off topic like that, like, oh, remember that one fight? You always go back to where you started and close that out.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Got it, got it, got it.
Yeah,
Thank you
because it
for the advice.
yeah, because in my podcast, I'll go off too, because you know, shit like that happens just naturally when you're speaking, you think of other shit, but then you gotta wrap up like, "Oh, wait, but I was saying X, Y, and Z about this," and then you move on, you know? So you can close that out because people be like, "What the fuck? What happened to that story, the other basketball story?"
Hmm. Hmm.
They're just hanging like, he didn't even finish his point."
Right, right, right. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I will use that information. I'll use
Yes.
that information to grow myself.
Yes.
Okay. What?
Please
Look,
do
look, look. I was supposed to let you do this at the beginning, but do this
what?
now. So you gotta pub yourself. Pub,
Pub pub plug
promote
promo?
yourself.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yes, hi. Oh, yeah, I didn't even introduce myself. Okay. Did I introduce myself? I did not,
I,
did
I
I?
introduced you.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, so my name's Izzy. I have a podcast called The Wellness Latina. It's on every Fridays. Talk about wellness, talk about wellness. I'm not good at promoting myself, but yeah, check it out. It's a vibe.
Yeah. Can they find you on IG anywhere?
Yeah, you can find me on IG at my darling Izzy, that's my personal, and then at Wellness Bay Radio, which is still a growing account, but I'm definitely on there.
Yeah, that's the same thing
And
with my Homeroom with Move account. It's growing.
yeah, and they can stream on Apple, Spotify, I believe Stitcher. I need to be better at actually putting it out on more platforms, but it's on the main ones.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's every Friday.
All right, cool. Well, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening now. Now that I'm doing that. And like, comment, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on watching on Twitch, hit the follow button. And that's it. We are out. Have a good one.
Bye.